Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Hitting record. Here we are, recording.
Otra vez.
Aquí estamos.
Otra vez estamos aquí dándoles
Otro capítulo.
de Sorry, no lo siento.
Siento.
Hey, sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento.
No lo siento.
No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Slow down.
No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. Ah. Bienvenidos, toda mi gente, mi raza.
Hi.
Hey, Nicole. We're back. It's another week. It's another episode.
Otra semana.
Capítulo que 10?
10.
10 hard. Nah, how do you say it? 10 well worked, or what? Not well deserved, but how do you say it? Like, we've been putting that work in.
We've been putting that work in.
We've had a bunch of obstacles, and we continue to have obstacles. I think I'm just getting less fazed by them.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was mad for a cool 2-3 weeks. I was just upset. Nothing was going my way. Dealing with all the just behind the scenes stuff, and even now, fast forward to now, it wasn't as big of a headache, but it was still people not, it was still just a lot of expectations not being met, and you just gotta keep pushing through. So regardless of all that, I'm at this point where I'm kind of just like, I can't either get mad all the time or learn to deal with it. And yes, it's still a headache. Yeah, you just have to learn how to pivot. You learn how to pivot. And I'm being tested, I guess, in a way. And
for sure.
But like, it's a weird type of testing because I don't feel like my patience is being tested. I feel like I'm just being tested to step up more to the plate. Like, how much can you really handle? Like, do you want to do this? And like, learn new skills. Like, to me, like, my reels are getting better and better to me, and I'm just learning different things. I'm learning I'm working with what I got. And I always hear people say you have to just master what you got right now. Like, if you're trying to do music, you want this big expensive beat machine, but you can't even just do it on the $200 one, $100 one. If you can't master it like that, then why would you go get an $800 machine, $1,000 machine? So I'm kind of like that now, where it's like I'm doing the most I can with what I got, and it's a lot already. I have a lot of people wish they had a 3-angle setup, a switcher.
Yeah.
At least I'm using Final Cut, so I still have the tools, but I'm very limited because it's just a cracked version of a Final Cut, and I'm limited, and I'm realizing that now too, and so I just can't even wait to get to the point where I'm able to have the nicer things because I'm getting this already. Just wait till I start getting transitions and effects on like the images. We out of here.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. 3 minutes in.
3 minutes in.
Nah, it was dope. It was dope because I was watching this. I like when I finish the reel because I just watch it over. Before I even send it to you, I'm just watching it over and over. Like, man, this is dope. Like, I like it. And
I watch it too over and over before I completely add it.
Yeah. And I'm just yesterday's was just dope. And it just worked. And I like when I don't feel like it's a lot of work, even though those 2 reels did take like 2 hours to do, just both of them. But what takes longer is just trying to, like, yesterday I made it cute, right? Where I added images. I did funner. It's more fun. I brought the text back for them. And that's what takes the longest time, is just that editing part of it. Finding the pictures on Google, adding them on there, getting a PNG one because you don't want the one with the backgrounds. It's just a lot of different things, getting little gifts and adding them on there. Just I'm tweaking it. I'm like, just
there's a lot of movement and things going on behind the scenes that you're doing, and I commend you for that. I really loved yesterday's reel. I feel like a lot of people found it relatable.
Which, on the entrepreneurship one?
Yes. I think a lot of people found that they could relate to that in some way, just because not everybody. There's a lot of people who are trying to break free from the 9 to 5 or follow their dreams, follow what they really want to do. And, you know, like you said, it's very easy to just go back to the regular job, like, and just
comfortability and security.
Yeah. And no, it's not easy. And sometimes you have to take a step back. And right now we have the ability to do that, is behind the scenes, do a lot of things and still rely on
experimenting.
Experimenting.
And to me, I just look at it as practice, because like I said last episode, and I've been saying, I do want to get into, you know, the behind the scenes. I have fun just in pod environments. I would love to just have another show here after we're done, and me just kind of be the fly on the wall, me be like on the boards, or maybe like just watching the show as a fan, a supporter of whoever I'm trying to produce or whatever. So I'm leaning more towards that, and it's a lot of money in it too. So that's another big reason, because I can if push comes to shove, I mean, I can make this whole setup in here interchangeable to fit different people coming in and out of it. But you know, who knows what can happen. I've had this opportunity present itself to me, you know, from my cousin's husband, that he's running his like business and stuff, and he's presented this opportunity to me that it sounds good. It sounds very good. It sounds very like okay, like you're talking my talk, but it's just, I just don't know. And I don't want to get my hopes up and then not be what I expect. But this person he's not known for just telling me just to tell me. He don't just tell me things to tell me things, you know? He's never just told me anything just to make me like get my hopes up or make me believe something. If anything, he's been trying to get me to work with him since he first started it. And, you know, I actually told him the other day, I'm like, it's just fear, bro. It's my fear, my comfortability too. You know, as much as like we just talked about earlier, the entrepreneurship, just having that fear and just staying with your for sure job. But right now, you know, that's me, where I don't want to. I have this opportunity presenting itself to me, but I'm scared because I don't know if the grass will be greener. But see, like when you think like that, you may block certain opportunities and blessings to come your way. And if I'm always gonna be caught up on, I get paid good, and because of my benefits, then you're just gonna stay where you're at because your benefits and you get how much you're getting paid, when, you know, who knows how much you'll get paid out somewhere else. You know, you don't know who you'll meet, what other walks of life you'll come across. That's what I mean. I've been where I've been at the last 8 years, and I'm topped out now. I maxed my pay. You know, now it just every 3 years is a different type of raise depending on what our union negotiates with the company. So, but it's very just like I'm in a certain box already. Like, remember how last week I talked about how people get like. People just stay in the job that they're at when they're in their 20s, and then when they're in their 40s, they're still there. At my place, it's not as bad because you come in making a low wage to not making like you're definitely making over $10 more than when you first came in. You know, within just 5-6 years, you're you're constantly going up. So that's why, you know, I was always like, cool, you know, I like being here because I'm constantly moving up. But now that I'm topped out and I'm already at the top, it's like, okay, there's no more pay raise after this, bro. Like, you're kind of always gonna be in this type of pay.
You're just gonna get your little increase based on a negotiation by the union or whatever the case may be. See, that's where I'm at too, because I feel like with my job, I'm able to move around, and it's like I've been in my position now for 2 years, which is wild to me. But it's like I'm ready for like, what's the next ladder?
Yeah.
But then the other part of me is like, what's the next step with you?
Yes.
In media, in business, in
what you want to do,
what I want to do. And I really find myself in this strange place because I actually went out for brunch for a friend's birthday. And I rarely step out of like a comfort zone. I have like a very comfort of like who I'm going to go out with, where I'm going to go, where I'm driving. It's just how I've always been. So I ended up stepping out of my comfort zone, going to this brunch. And I usually don't talk about myself. I don't talk about my business. I don't talk about my podcast. I don't talk about projects. I don't talk about anything. I usually just listen. This was the first time that I really was like, oh, well, I have a podcast. It's called I co-host it. It's called Sorry No Lo Siento. And I overheard one of the guests talking about how she's into Reiki. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like a real person who's like into Reiki that I'm meeting like in real life, as opposed, because every Reiki contact, every close contact that I have is through online.
Yeah.
And so she was like talking about doing Reiki services in person and doing this in person. And I was just like, wow, I've been so focused on this online presence that I've completely forgotten about this in-person real life interaction.
Yeah. No.
And there's also room for expansion in both, you know, but I think I just kind of lost the balance of it.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. But I get it, though. I think a lot of people stay at their jobs because of security, fear, the what ifs.
Yeah, there's a lot of it is, but that fear is really what keeps you from growing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're like constantly, like me, I've been questioning trying to do something different, but because in my head, I really programmed myself to where I'm at a good job where it's good with no college degree. You know, we get good pay. We get holidays off. We get time and a half on Sundays. We have great benefits. I pay $20 for insurance and I have PPO. Like, it's just little things that it's hard for me just to let go. But if you don't let go, then you don't know. You just don't know what's through that door, you know? And I think a lot of the fear is just a lot of, also, like I said, programming, but also programming from like parents. Like growing up, my mom would always like get a job, make sure you have a job that has insurance. So when I started working where I work, we have great. That's the first thing people always say when I tell them where I work. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you guys get paid good, huh? I heard you guys have great benefits." That's always the first thing that they say.
That's the top.
Yeah. So my mom, when I got in where I got in, she was just like, "Oh well, you know," because I was already getting older, so I was gonna get off her insurance. But for a cool 5 years, I had double insurance. I had two insurances, and nice. Then but she was always instilling that in me. Oh, if you get an employer, make sure you get insurance and you pay cheap insurance. But because she comes from a certain way of doing things and the way of operating in this matrix that she's trying to apply it to us because she thinks that's the way to do it. And no, I mean, I'm good. I'm good, but yeah, you just have to thug it out and figure out what you want to do. I don't want to be where I'm at forever, but because it is, like I said, comfortability. It's good comfortability. I'm able just to be there, and I knock work out of the way so early in the day that I'm still able to pursue what I want to do. It's just where I think is where I'm lacking at a lot too. Not only just going out and socializing and doing all that, is that I don't have a nightlife, and most of the socializing and stuff like that happens at nighttime. It'll be like evening, nighttime, but I call it a day early because I work so early, so I'm never able to make those moves. And then the days that would benefit you more to network, like on the weekdays, where it'd be like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, I work those days, so I don't have weekends off. I can't just be in LA randomly. Just, ouch. I mean, I could. You see, and that's the thing too. Like, it all comes down to excuses because I can do that. I can sacrifice my sleep and maybe just thug it out 1 hour, or maybe no sleep. Go straight after network and go straight to work in the morning. Bust all night, just come back home and sleep during the day when no one's really doing nothing. You know, there's different ways that I can really get to it, but it's just like, do I want to do it? Like.
Exactly. Am
I there yet? Like, do I have that drive? And I feel like that drive is slowly building. So
now that you're saying that, I sent you a video earlier today. Mm-hmm. It was from the Big Tone podcast where he was interviewing an individual who was talking about how he would recycle cans so that he could pay for studio time. And he even said, I would go to the studio in my work clothes. Yeah. And so it was like, that's the dedication.
That's not even really like what stood out to me there. What really hit was when he said like, you're putting all this time, like me, like, you know, taking my daughter to the babysitter, me getting off of work, doing this, always have, like, he said like, and I'm not seeing nothing in return. Like that, it hits because that's how you feel sometimes. And I'm not saying it like I'm doing above and beyond and all day I'm just in this little cave just editing video. But that's what it takes. You know, and I can't, and I can see myself just becoming like a editing junkie. But especially once I get if I get a laptop or something, then that's gonna be a game changer because I can go edit outside. I can be in Starbucks editing. Like I don't have to worry about just being here in this corner editing. But I felt that 'cause I was like, yo, man, like that's how I be feeling sometimes too. Like you do the dope reels, you do the dope show itself, you do a dope cover, you do everything you're doing is dope compared to most other people, right? So you want to see people like you want to see the fruit of the labor, right? And it's not gonna happen right away, and that's what discourages people. So when he was saying that, it's like, man, he said he was only seeing $1.50 in royalties a month, like. The regular person would have been throw that towel in. That's why last week that little segment or that little part hit, because those thoughts always cross my mind. Like, bro, just why? Go move to South Carolina. Go over there. Go move with your family. But something in me is like, no, I like the passion, I guess, is that this has to work. It's not if it's gonna work. It has to work.
It has to.
I don't care if it works today, tomorrow, next year, 2 years, and that's what it is though. Like you can't give up because it's hard today. You know, like there's been many times we have great episodes. Everything flows the way it's supposed to flow. Everyone's comes through, and then there's fewer times where it don't go that way. And I let the fewer times
affect
me more than the more positive times and more nicely flowed episodes go. You know, so you can't. I mean, it's just a give and take, but. You just can't give up, man. Like you really can't. And I understand like why people give up, especially if this is what you're depending on. You know, and I think that goes back to like trying to balance out work life and creative life, because I don't depend on this pod. You know, this is not what I'm eating off. It's not my income. You know, I'm able to still sustain a certain level of life because of my, you know, my job, you know, whatever. And you just have to figure out ways to invest in yourself.
Yes.
And honestly, like it's so cliche to say, and it's so easy to say, and it's easier said than done. But just don't get in debt.
Yeah.
Don't get in debt. I know it's easy to do it at such a young age, but if you're able to stay debt free, you'll have a lot more money to invest in what you need to invest and in yourself, because that money's not gonna be going to bills and payments and all that. Like it's gonna be for you to just do what you want to do with it, or save it, or whatever, you know. But man, him just saying, that's a thing though. That's the thing though. Like, who really got work ethic? Who really want this? Because that's a sacrifice I wouldn't make. And then maybe I'm selfish for saying that, because I wouldn't pick up cans for studio time. But then it's like, how bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it? And that's where I was I sent that to you because I was like, wow, like this person really wants it.
Yeah,
they really went to recite, you know, because they want it. They're putting in that work to achieve that. And I don't know. I really have been thinking about like, what is it that someone asked me a really interesting question. It had to do with social media, and they said, what would you consider your niche to be? That's like a very
when I was watching that short video thing from YouTube, I was gonna text you. I don't want to hear the word niche one more time. So that's
right.
Bring it up.
It drives me nuts. I don't like that word.
He kept saying niche.
Yeah, and I'm like, but what niche do I fall into? Because I feel like that's putting yourself into a box. There's one thing, like hypothetical here. If I were a singer, that's my niche. I sing. That's it. That's all I do. But what about the individuals who have more than one talent or doing more than one thing?
Yeah.
How do you categorize that? Like, I find that difficult for me.
Your niche is that you're into a lot of things.
I am.
But I think it's just like, what's your niche? Like, well, your niche would be, I guess, is your brand, your social media brand, your social brand, your online presence brand would be your niche. I would feel like. So my niche would be media. My niche would be podcast. My niche would be content type. You know, media broadcasting content. Yours, on the other hand, this is one of your niches. I guess I get what you mean, because this is one of your niches, and then spirituality is one of your niches. You know, all that other stuff. Yeah.
So I feel like it's like a box for some of us.
Yeah, we just
like, what
too
box
creative.
do you choose? Yeah, it's just, I don't like that word though.
Somos
That's
muy
funny that
creativos. Creativos.
For reals.
But man, don't give up, man. Don't give up your dreams, man.
Don't
Keep
give up.
pushing. I know it's easy to give up. I know it is, but don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Stay motivated.
Let me give you guys a palabra. Not del día, right? But that'll still be a word. A palabra del día, like a phrase.
Well, I mean, we can.
No, I'm saying like, you know how I say like phrase of the day in English? How that would be in Spanish?
Would it be frase del día?
Yeah, but like a palabra is also like a quote, right? Like, no?
Well, because, okay, I'm going to reference something. You know, in church, where they'll be like, palabra del Señor.
Exactly.
And then you say, te alabamos,
Yeah.
Señor. Yeah.
Well, that's how I would call it at church. They would say that la palabra del día would be like the what they're reading for the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, don't give up on yourself, man.
Don't.
No matter how hard it is, no matter how many struggles you have, no matter how many headaches you have, if you're really passionate, si tienes pasión por lo que estás haciendo, continue to do it. If you have passion for what you're doing, continue to do it, no matter if you're getting paid or not, no matter if it's a headache or not, because trust me, if you do something for so long, at one point, you're going to see the fruits of the labor. You're going to see it reciprocate. So don't give up. All right? How do you say give up in Spanish? No quiten?
I don't know if it's...
Sometimes I feel like a hypocrite for doing Sano Lo Siento because my Spanish, like, I don't, like, I have to remind myself, oh, damn, say something in Spanish or talk in Spanish or try to appeal it. But I don't care, man. This show's I already have this sense of where the show's gonna go in my head in the long run. Because right now we started with a certain like idea in mind, but I can already see in this branch off into many different things and many different ways. Like, I'm already thinking about the Plática because in my head I was like, how many Pláticas can we have? Like, and I know there's so much stuff that we haven't even like thought about that we're constantly gonna put up there. And I'm constantly making a list. Like every time a topic gets inspired, I put it on my notes. So I still have like the next whole month still that I have a bunch of ideas for. But then I started realizing I'm not gonna say it on the air because that's just more of the show itself. But yeah, I'll tell you that's our thing behind the scenes. But I have an idea of where this will go.
Quit is abandonar.
Abandonar, no abandonen sus sueños, mijos y hijas, tíos y tías, ninos y ninas. Trabajen duro por lo que quieren. No sean pobres toda la vida.
Dang, preach. Okay.
All right, Nicole. Estamos aquí otra vez y quiero set la mood. Is that how you say it?
Okay. Set la mood.
Because this is episode 10, plática número 10, la plática de la carne asada, pero en inglés, it's either barbecue. Well, carne asada in English would be grilled meat.
Grilled meat, yeah.
So, it's a cookout. I'm going to say it's a cookout. Welcome to the cookout. Bienvenidos a la carne asada.
Oh, he's got the little jams on today.
Yes, sir. Sí, señor. I have to get in the habit of doing that. Usualmente les digo que agarren su cafecito y sus conchas y cancitos, pero esta vez agarren la cerveza, agarren la guacamole, pico de gallo, arroz, frijoles, asada, gordonices, las cebollas verdes. Yes, sir. Por amarte así. Este es mi destino. Conmigo.
I've heard another version of this song.
There's many versions of this. There's a bachata version. There's a Cristian Castro version.
I
don't like that one. That's too slowed down.
Really? I like that
one. A little quebradita.
Oh.
I wish I knew how to dance like my people, man.
You don't dance?
No, I don't know. I dance, but I don't know how to dance this.
Oh.
Like I do what my dad does. When my dad used to just be like basically just like stepping back and forth. Nah, definitely. When I was drunk though, oh, we two-stepping.
Oh, you do the little step, the little.
And spinning around.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Sarno Lo Siento because I've been in my Spanish music bag even more.
I know.
It inspires me to dig even more. I think like just hear the melody is like
so
fire.
much love, so much passion in Spanish music. Even I was in the older music though, but that's for another convo.
What happened?
I said the passion in the Spanish music.
Oh, ta-da!
Ta-da!
Oh, I love good music. Me gusta la música de quebraditas, de cumbias. Me gusta la música. Yo soy un DJ. I swear I was a DJ in my past life. I swear. Or a jukebox, something. Something. Pero estamos aquí. Otro capítulo de Sorry No Lo Siento. Es episode 10. Y antes que los metemos al tema del capítulo. How was your 4th of July? ¿Cómo estaba tu 4 de julio?
It was good.
Yeah, I know you're popping fireworks and everything, huh?
So we went to a barbecue. Yeah, we went to a barbecue and they had a little fireworks show in the neighborhood and they lit fireworks and we sat on the chairs and watched it.
Cute. Firework kiss?
No.
Yo, actually, I didn't play with fireworks, but I actually had a nice 4th of July. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was. I haven't, because my mom's in town right now. I'm doing like holiday stuff with her, and obviously like I get hit up by my uncles and asked to go over to their houses and stuff. But sometimes I get a little too grateful, and I just whatever. I'm cool. I'll stay home. Mm-hmm. But because my mom's here, obviously, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. So we went to my aunt's house. She lives here in the same city as we do. It's probably like 5 minutes away from us. And it was just dope. I got in the pool. I haven't been in the pool in so long.
What?
I got in my aunt's pool, but definitely hopped in. Got in with my brother and my 2 little cousins. Went in there. Like I said, remember how I was saying on the episode of Summer Vacation where like the pool's whatever, because if you're not really playing any games or like there's really no point of being in there. So I legit got in, and right when I got like before I jumped in, I had made some water balloons because they have like, have you seen the ones from Costco, the buncho balloons? You tie them onto the hose and it just makes them all, and they all just fall. So I made a whole bunch. So I was having a little water balloon fight with my little cousins before I jump in the pool. And then I'm saying this because we're having fun, we're messing around and stuff, we're playing, and then I get in the pool and they have like a little basketball court in there, so we just started hooping and we started playing games like that. Then eventually I'm like, yo, let's play Marco Polo. We started playing Marco Polo, and we did that for like a few minutes, and that was just funny because I'm the biggest cheater when it comes to Marco Polo. I'm like, I go underwater on purpose to open my eyes and just see who people are at. And I start laughing because I'm the type that I'll torpedo straight to you. And they're like, oh my God, you were watching. And like, no, like, yeah, I know. But I just start laughing in denial, like, not even. I just swam fast. And that was fun. That lasted like about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then as soon as we were done playing stuff, I hopped out. I was done. I was out. I didn't just swim around. I didn't just lounge around. As soon as there was nothing else to do, I was like, I'm out. Actually, I'm lying. When they said the food was ready, I was out. I was like, I'm cool.
You were out.
I'm done. Yeah. But it was fun. I haven't done that in a minute. And then it was my 2 little girl cousins, but then her brother ended up coming. He got in with us as well. So it was fun. I enjoyed myself. And then my uncle has like a nice backyard, so we just started watching movies and stuff there. But I obviously had to work early the next day, so I dipped early and had good food. Had some burgers. With the vegan cheese though, definitely with the vegan cheese. But had some. It's beef burgers, but I just can't do dairy, so got the vegan cheese with those. Those are bomb. And then my mom. So we had American food. So my uncle made the bacon wrapped hot dogs and hamburgers.
Oh, nice.
I'm cool off bacon wrapped hot dogs. Nasty. And then that's a big thing in LA too. If you're from LA. In Cali, really, huh?
Yeah, in Cali.
Yeah, Cali. Hot dogs are big in Cali. Glizzies. And then And then my mom made carne asada, typical Mexican stuff. Carne asada! Hey! She definitely had the carne asada. So even when you put that on the outline where it was like events where you have carne asadas, I think it was.
Yes.
Because they don't 4th of July is either hit or miss though. Because a lot of times, even our people, I feel like they do the hamburgers and hot dog thing.
And the hot dogs.
They kind of they kind of go follow along with the
tri-tip.
Yeah, they go more into that bag. Yeah,
potato salad.
But obviously the no, I can't say that word right. The super paisas. 31. Put 31 down. The super paisas. Hopefully that's not offensive either, but I doubt it. Cause I'm a paisa, no palero, so don't. The super paisas, sometimes they don't, they still make the carne asada. They still do their thing. The ceviche. They still do the tortas, whatever it is that they do. So my mom definitely made carne asada, rice, beans, salsa on the side, the guacamole salsa. Not guacamole, but the salsa de guacamole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And the green onions. And that was it. Overall, it was nice. But I definitely got back in time before the fireworks started, to be honest.
Oh, you did?
I slept right through them. Right through them. Right through them. And it's sad because when I woke up to go to work in the morning, it's like 1. I had to go to work at 2 a.m. So I was up like around 1. And obviously the fireworks are still going off. So there were still some going off. And when I get up out of my room, I see my dog in the living room. My mom fell asleep in the living room too. My mom and brother both fell asleep in the living room, and my dog fell asleep in the living room with them. And I walk and I seen her. So then in the morning when I got home, I asked them like, "Yo, like Pebble slept with you guys?" And then they said, "Yeah." She was getting scared, and I'm like, "Really?" They said that she was crying. And I'm like, "Wow, like she never cries, and she never like it never bothers her that much to where she needs to come sleep in the living room, you know." But I'm saying this because I really slept through it because I didn't hear anything going off like that. My mom was saying like, yeah, they were bad. Like they sounded like bombs. They were going crazy. And I slept through all that. I slept through my dog crying. All that. And that's how much I don't care about fireworks.
You just checked out.
I checked out, man. Obviously, I got home from where I was at, and then obviously I just go straight to the bong, take my hits, and then go to sleep. So of course I'm not gonna hear nothing. I'm out.
Yeah,
out like a light.
Yeah, like I thought about that.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Other than that, it was very chill. Didn't do much. Like the whole day, we were basically home until the afternoon. So like we didn't leave the house till like 5 p.m. basically. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we didn't. It wasn't like all day thing either. We weren't there from like 11 a.m. noon to the nighttime.
Yeah.
So that's it. You just watch fireworks and ate, and that's it.
Yeah. Took a lift home.
I'm telling you, the older you get, it'd be bunk. 4th of July bunk. Holidays be bunk. If you don't have a family like in kids, I think holidays are just boring.
Well, they had there were kids young teenagers at the party, so it was like, I don't know, but yeah, we took a lift because there were so many DUIs.
Checkpoints.
Well, I don't like to partake in driving and taking a risk, and I was like, we're gonna have to move the car anyways because they're gonna light fireworks in the street. So I was just like, let's take a lift there and home.
Yeah,
but I guess there were a lot of incidents regarding DUIs, which you shouldn't drink and drive. Just saying.
Nah, negative. Okay, well, let's start this Plática. We're actually good on time. It's only 30 minutes.
I know.
Not bad, co-host.
Not bad. Yeah.
Okay. How significant are carne asadas? Okay, the carne asada is a big thing in our culture.
It is
a big thing. I think cookouts are a big thing in just every culture, but obviously we say carne asadas. That's our terms of how we call it, and they're very significant. We have them often. Now that I started eating meat again too, I'm able to partake in carne asadas. Because I've been able to partake in a long time. I'll be pulling up and just eating rice, beans, and salsa with the chips. But now I can partake in some carne ranchera. You know, you got the good carne when it's the ranchera. Like, miss me with that. What's the other one called?
I don't know because ours is kind of our carne asada is, I don't know. My grandma always prepared it, and we always had pollo asado too.
Oh yeah,
that's a staple. Like
the gordonis.
Mm.
You know what gordonis are or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gordonis. I actually had one like not too long ago, but they happen often. So the last one that I obviously was 4th of July. That was last week, and then randomly we didn't even plan to have it, but my mom made carne asada indoors though. You know when you make it like on the stove.
Oh, yeah.
She made some Tuesday, and after the good brothers and I were done partying, we had some carne asada and some rice and beans and some salsa. So that was Tuesday. So I would say that happened pretty often, especially now that I started eating again. That happened pretty often.
How are you feeling eating meat again?
Surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie. I can feel it. Meat does take longer to digest.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I can feel it. But it hasn't been like stomach pains. I'm not like in pain. I'm not just like in the toilet for hours because I just can't use. It's not like.
Yeah.
It's better than what I thought, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, I said to myself, I'm not coming back to it. I'm not coming back to eating meat 3 times a day and all that, or every day. Like I remember I was saying like, yeah, probably like a once a week type thing. And I think eventually we'll get there once my mom leaves, because I will never go back to buying meat. Like, I'm not gonna purchase meat, especially the way it's how it's priced now. And like I want good meat too. I don't want poultry. I don't want anything like that. I want good fish and good beef, and that's gonna cost you money. Yes. So I can't afford that. So I'd rather just buy some mushrooms and do my mimic my dishes.
Yeah.
But what was I going with that?
Because I asked you how you felt about eating.
Oh yeah. But overall, not bad.
Well, that's good. And do you feel like, I know because some people say, oh, I feel really good bringing meat back. I feel like I have energy. Do you notice any of that, or you're just enjoying consuming it and eating?
I wouldn't say like energy, but it's hard to answer that because I just smoke a lot. So I can't really tell. I think I have the most energy when I don't smoke.
Oh.
Like, to be honest, like if I didn't come home after work and hit the weed, I would be up and alert like for a long time. I can go 24 hours too. I don't have to worry about eating because I don't get hungry. So I don't have to stop and figure out what I'm gonna eat. But when I'm high, not only am I stopping to eat, I want to eat more. After I'm done eating what I eat, I want to find the chips. I want to find the ice cream. I want to find the sweets. I want to find something else. It ain't just eat your meal and dip and that's it.
Yeah, you want the candy.
I want everything. Everything. I started thinking about acai bowls. I started thinking about.
Oh, that sounds.
I only bake when I'm high, and I only bake one thing. That's banana bread.
Oh.
I already have the recipe right there on the fridge and stuff. I kind of already have my little routine, and it's vegan banana bread. So I've had my trial and error trying to mimic the egg, and applesauce is the key, guys.
Applesauce is what I heard.
Applesauce is the key. Applesauce is the key for sure. But don't put too much because it tastes like apple banana pie. Because mine tasted like apple banana pie. It wasn't bad, but no, it wasn't hitting like it was supposed to hit. Oh, okay. How much family goes to the asada? That's a good question. What would you say, Nicole? You don't have too much family though, huh?
No. When I was younger, when we would hang out like with my dad's side of the family, it was a lot more people. So everyone would bring like, I remember those Tupperwares, like the big Tupperwares that were like huge and like would seal.
Yeah.
I was a kid, so to me it was like this, but to the adults it wasn't.
Yeah.
But everyone would bring their own like carne, pollo. Oh, yo traje el arroz. Oh, yo traje lo frijol. Everyone brought something. And the liquor. I mean, there was so much liquor at these carne asadas, like, at least when I was small. My grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, my dad's side of the family. It'd be so many people.
Wow.
Just, yeah, well, most of the time it would be, oh, and like, I don't know. It's so funny because you just got to see how your family just interacted in different ways,
Yeah.
they're over here, they're over here,
Yeah.
kids running around, trying to sneak something, get your hand hit because you try to take,
And there's always a kid that ends up crying.
Always. Or they get hurt
Yeah,
or something.
there's always one.
Always
What
one.
happened? He hit me. I fell over. Blah, blah, blah.
And then everyone gets in trouble and you're just like, great.
Yeah. Yeah, the family thing's a little it's not tricky, but it's just a little the dynamics of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Because like usually, like I said, I've said this many times, my uncle lives next door, and a lot of times that it made my family not go out too much to do other stuff with other families because we always had them next door. So it's either them inviting us over or we inviting them over, and it's always just back and forth here. So typically, the carne asadas, especially like on Sundays, that would be a thing where every Sunday we'd kind of have a carne asada. That would be just amongst us, just amongst my cousins. So it's three other cousins, my aunt and my uncle, and then our family, and my grandmother when she was living with us. So that's usually what it was every week. But then there was those times where it would be like a not random family member, like a more extended family member, like a second cousin type. That's like, yo, we're having a cookout carne asada this week. You guys want to come through? And then everyone's there. We see all our cousins and stuff like that. So
everyone, yeah,
that happened probably about like sometimes like 3 times a year, and then eventually it got to a point where we started having our family reunions every year. We had probably 5 of those every year. The Esparza family reunion. Shout out to all my Esparzas. Real talk. Riverside one time. La Sierra Park one time.
You guys have that big of a family where you have family reunions?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we're all from the same family tree, but a lot so there's different last names because a lot of the women obviously that got married. My grandma she never got married, so she kept the Esparza name. So we're all Esparza. So yeah, we're like the OGs in like the family structure thing. Everyone always like if you have an Esparza last name in our family, I don't know how to say it like this, but you are like it's like honorable in our family to be Esparza last name.
Oh.
Yeah. Cause like the OGs, like the initial where the family tree came from is Esparza. Like my grandma, like all her siblings are Esparza, So there's like 12 of them, I think, and my grandma's the only one standing. So they know that I come from like I'm her grandkid too. So we're like the
Oh.
I'm telling you, I'm bougie, yo. Like from both sides. From both sides.
I see
I'm
this.
the first nieto from my mom's side, so it's a lot of. Also, it's a lot of.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure too.
Nah.
No.
There's no pressure when you don't care what other people think about you. The only pressure I feel is from my mom, and even then, it's not even pressure to where it's like I'm shaking in my boots and what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Nah. But that's the only one that I would want to feel any type of pressure with and help. Because I feel the pressure just like... It's only been 6 months since everything's changed. But I feel the pressure that I have to hurry up.
And make it happen.
And replace what... And you know what's sad? It's like kind of off topic. I probably should leave this for... Plática the money when we have that. But... Like sometimes, like it sucks that I just feel bad because my mom doesn't have that financial backing to her no more. And I know it's not about the money. Like I'd much rather have my dad here than the money.
Correct.
If someone gave me the option, like you make all this money and have everything in the world to bring your dad back, bring my dad back.
That's a no-brainer.
Bring my dad back. So I don't like looking at it like that, but that's what I have on my mind most of the time. And I think that's what's really blocking me from being fully sad and really processing feelings because I keep telling myself, like, you don't got enough time, bro. Like, you're running, like, especially now, it's just like, because now, I've never had to worry about what was going to happen to my mom. I've never had that worry in my mind where it's like, mom needs help financially. I need to send her money. I need to give her this. I've never had those thoughts. And then now, like, it's hard. Like, I'm having trouble just programming myself to just be more like she said in the Mother's Day episode. I tell you guys, I'm not a giving person. I'm not the time that's like here's this, here's that, here's that, and I'm not being forced to give her anything right now. But I feel it more in me to help now.
You feel more of a, I don't know if obligation is the right word to use.
I would say that, but I would say it's an obligation. But many people would argue that and be like, that's not up to you, bro. Like your mom still has to live her life. She has to worry about herself. And yeah, that's cool. But what if I want to help? What if I want it to be an obligation? Like earlier today, I was telling my mom that too. I was like, because I had told her about the opportunity that presented itself to me, and I was just like, and I was telling her, and because I said, Mom, I just like imagine if I have like, because based on what my cousin's man was telling me, it'll be enough money to where I can give her a good amount of money and still have enough money for myself, So I'm just like, I was telling her like, Mom, imagine I can, I can give you what Dad used to give you every month, and and my mom, she's just so used to not being helped, so she always, and I hate the way she responds sometimes, Mom. So if you're listening to this, like, stop doing this to me, because I hate when she's like responds with like she goes, oh, well, I just want you like you don't have to worry about me. Like, you don't have to worry about me, Matthew. Like, I just want you to be able to pay, like, help me just pay this house completely off, and like and just worry about you. If I don't have to worry about you at all anymore, then that's all I need. And I'm just like, but why not? If I could, why not just take the money?
Right?
Like, why would you shoot that down? And she just like, nah, I just worry about yourself. And it's just like, and I know she said that because she's not used to being helped, especially by us. By her kids. She's not used to having that her siblings worry. I mean, her sons worry, her kids just worry about her and her financial needs, because that's not the place of kids, That's usually the place of the man, the provider, and it's a lot of adjusting to do. But I'll leave all that to the other Plática, because it's just like, I get more sad when I know she don't got that money that she used to have.
Yeah, for sure. But I think, it'll all sort itself out. It's just you're still in this grieving process and this phase of how everything's gonna situate itself and end up.
We're just, and sometimes it's, everything really is perspective, but we do feel like we're being tested. Yeah. And many people would have broke by now.
Yeah.
And that's not to like toot my horn or to me, my family's horn, but I see it. I don't need people to tell me, but I see how strong we are. I see that. I see the way my mom just like put your sadness to the side. Like, who said we not sad? Who said we still not feeling? Who said any of that? But first of all, y'all don't care. Y'all not gonna change it. Y'all not gonna fix it. I don't care what people tell me. Like this is your own personal grieving process that you have to just figure it out and maneuver yourself. But yeah, my mom does she's not hiding it, but she does a well job of balancing out the sadness and also telling herself like it's life, and for whatever reason he left for a good reason. And especially the way things are going now with just the world, my mom is just like, your dad didn't deserve to, like, that's a good thing he left, because he doesn't deserve to see how everything's gonna play out. And yeah, I don't want to make this about grieving and all that, but yeah, but I mean, back to the Carne Asada, mija.
What you said about where the family does, the husband does, the son does. So in the Carne Asada, did you help with the grilling, or did you have to set up, or were you just one of those kids that just got to freely run around and got your plate served?
Definitely. I'm a guy too. We get catered.
I know. I always had to help set the table.
I know. My sister, my other girl cousin.
Call your brother.
Yes. You call them. You dicing something up. You prepping
tomatoes,
something.
Onions.
You're putting the cups out. You're getting the red cups ready.
Yes,
you're getting the paper plates out. You're the one. The women are the ones doing that. The girls are the ones doing that. Us guys, we're in the room playing video games, outside messing around, playing soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Putting ice. I would have to put ice in the cups.
Yeah, see. But also in our situation was a little bit different too, because both the moms would do everything. My cousin's mom and my mom. So they were the ones that were, Whoever cooked. But then one like my mom was eating, if my aunt cooked, my mom was serving everybody. You know, that's just putting the plates out and just sitting everybody. And if the other way around, same thing. My mom made food and my aunt would be the one serving to everybody.
That's how it was at our house too. So if we had like a small carne asada, if like my grandma would prepare the meat, my mom or my aunt would go grill it. And my aunt would make the salad.
But see, okay. Yeah, no. Because you said the women were grilling in your situation?
Yeah. At my parents' house, usually my mom would get on the grill and just handle.
But
if we were at someone else's house, it would be like my uncle or someone doing it.
Yeah. Well, when we were here at my house, my dad would do it. But we're next door, my aunt would do it. Yeah, because she just had like a setup too, where it's just like she had her own way of doing things, you know. And most of the times when we had kind of salads, you didn't really need like I think when people think barbecue, they think of those like the Traegers, you know, the big grills or smokers or something, where people are like barbecuing or smoking something for a long period of time, or ribs and all that. But when it's just carne asada, it's just a little charcoal grill, so you don't really.
What color was your charcoal grill?
Ours was black. Yeah. My aunt's was red though.
Yeah.
But when you just need that, like that little thing, like you don't really need the men out there grilling stuff, because you just put the carne on there real quick, flip it, blah blah blah, and that's it. Keep it pushing, you know.
Put it in la porra to keep it warm while you.
Yeah. Cuando sale, yeah. Same thing with the tortillas. You have to put them in the warmer. Yeah, the chips in the bowl.
The napkins,
all the sauces in little bowls or Tupperware.
Man, I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, have all the ingredients to make tacos. If you want to make tacos with your asada, you can do that, or you can eat it just rice, beans, and asada. And then yo, you know what's always at the carne asada though? What? That macaroni salad.
Yo, yes.
And I don't like that. I don't like it.
You don't like macaroni salad?
No. But it's big though. No, my sister.
Big. It's always there. You always see it. It's like kind of tucked away.
The cold one, right?
Yeah, the cold one.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like anything that's smothered in mayonnaise. Nah. Or like sour cream. No. I don't like.
So you're not a crema person.
If it's plant based, I'm with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what would plant-based crema be for those of us that don't know?
It can be made out of tofu, which would be soy. It can be made out of coconut milk. It can be made out of I think that's it. Very few options.
Have you ever had grilled nopales?
Oh yeah, nopalitos, ensalada de nopal. That would always be at the cookout too. When pico de gallo wasn't in the table, it would be a salsa de nopal. I mean, how do you say it? What is it? Ensalada de nopal.
Ensalada.
An ensalada de nopal. Yeah. We used to have a cactus actually in our backyard. My grandma would just pick them fresh and just.
My parents too.
Take all the thorns off and.
Yeah.
And I used to love cutting them with her too. When I was younger, because we had this little cutting board that would come out of the counters.
Oh yeah.
And like I would just cut them like in certain ways, and I like the little slimy stuff to them. So
yeah, that's.
And
so
I like
good.
the crunch it made when you cut through. So I would do that with my grandma. Like she'll be peeling all of them, and I'll just be cutting them into little squares and throw them into the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old times with my grandma. Okay. The men at the asada versus the women at the asada. Okay, so we kind of already answered this. Yeah, and honestly, in our situation too, like my dad wasn't grilling. The men were mostly just watching soccer or watching whatever game was on TV.
Drinking,
but there was never excessive drinking. Like we always had beer,
hard liquor.
No, we always had beer at our carne asada, but it was never like liquors. Like our parents were never just like, oh, take a shot, take this. My mom don't drink. My tia doesn't drink. So it was only my dad and the dads, you know, they're the only ones that would be drinking at the time when we were younger. But it would always just be Coronas or Modelos, you know, just regular. And obviously the older we started getting, we started drinking beer too as well. So we'll indulge in whatever they indulge in. If I'm coming over to a cookout now, I'm definitely pulling up with some shots or liquor or something, you know. Definitely now. Now I am at this age. But yeah, I mean. Women,
did you overeat?
Women mostly do everything, and they wash the dishes too.
Yeah.
Sadly, They ate last. Moms always ate last. They always ate
Unless
last.
you use paper plates and you just throw them away, then you have to make sure they got thrown away.
Yep. What'd you ask though?
How many would you eat like excessively at the carne asada to where you got so full?
Oh, you know
Or
what,
no?
Nicole? I really wish I had more carne asadas during like now that I smoke. Cause I would go crazy. If me and my cousins were having that walk around that time,
Oh, right.
we would definitely be munching. But we were younger to where we weren't doing that yet. So
Yeah.
by the time I did start smoking, we didn't have that much kind of size no more because I had already moved out of the city. We had moved up to like the high desert, so I wasn't around with my cousins as much anymore. So yeah. What about you?
I sometimes would eat way too much to where I would get so full and I would just like lay on the couch.
Food coma.
Because I would eat so much because I just would want to, you would just want to eat everything.
Yeah.
Plus it's like, vas a comer esto, servite esto. And then you realize you have a whole full plate and you're like a kid trying to balance this plate.
Yeah.
Then if you got soda and you're like, oh, I got soda. You're drinking the soda. And then it's like, oh, vas a comer más. And you're like, and then somehow you get more on there. That macaroni salad finds its way to your plate.
Then sometimes there's gonna be like a choco flan at the end or something. A choco flan or and if you make it the whole day at the carne asada, like till the evening, you're definitely the cafecito is gonna make his way to the table. And that's gonna be a whole another food and plática. Like,
I'm hungry now because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. But yeah, you would get the cafe or ¿quieres un postrecito? A little something. My dad always would make so we call them tortas. It's a cake.
Yeah.
But it's like a plain cake, no frosting. But it's so good with coffee. He makes it so good. Or he's like the best. He is the best at making flan. Like everyone would say. Yeah.
Wow, I love flan.
He hasn't made one in a long time. Dad,
vegan flan.
I would like some flan.
Vegan flan.
I've never had vegan flan, so I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to try it.
Yo, did you ever have Pollo Locos flan?
Yes.
Oh my, yo, that's what made me fall in love with flan. I never liked the ones from the stores or one my mom would make or nothing like that. When I used to work at Pollo Loco, they don't have them anymore. They used to have the flans, and they were like in little cups. And I used to make them sometimes. Like when I used to work at Pollo, I used to be the prepping in the bag, and they would smell so bomb when we would make them. And I couldn't wait. I used to steal them all the time from work, not like stealing, like take them home. I just wouldn't pay for them at work. When I would like go on lunch or something, I just take one.
You just eat what?
I never. I'd never pay for my food in Pollo Loco ever when I worked there, ever. Wow. And we were supposed to, and I didn't mind eating there because I used to love just chicken, rice, and beans. Grilled chicken too. I never liked fried chicken as much as I like grilled chicken.
I love fried chicken.
But why did I bring up Pollo Loco? Why did I bring it up?
Because of the flan.
Oh, right. So then I had the flan, and I was like, yo, flan tastes like this? Like, I always avoided flan because I thought it looked funny. It looked weird, but it smelled so bomb when we were making it that I said, I have to try this. And I just fell in love with the flan. I was like, yo, I love this. But when I have it from the stores, it don't hit the same.
It doesn't.
I don't know what it is. Why? And I never like stuff from fast food places. That's why I was like, Pollo Loco is the only place where I eat mac and cheese and flan.
Pollo Loco's good. I haven't had Pollo Loco I haven't had it in a long time, but sometimes, like years ago when I was older, I would go see my parents and they would be like, do you want to go to Pollo Loco? And I'd be like, all right. I was already out of the house and stuff like that, but they'd be like, and we'd eat there too, which
they
have
flour tortillas. I'd get a number 3 with number 3, 2 breasts and a leg with mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, flour tortillas.
Boom.
Fire.
Pollo
Fire.
Loco.
The beans
we are not sponsored yet, but
I would love to collab with Pollo Loco, yo. Full circle. That would be fire. Yo,
bring back the
Siento commercial, Pollo Loco, yo.
Bring back the flan.
Have me and Nicole on the parrilla.
What?
Yeah, grilling. Man. Man, if we're able to build this show up to those heights.
Have a little Pollo Loco side.
Honestly,
this video is sponsored by Pollo Loco.
We got
the Chris meal. Hey, you know how like celebrities and stuff do the McDonald's?
Yeah. The Chris X Matt one?
Chris X Matt meal.
El plato de toba.
Boom.
I like that. I feel like we have to really grow this show to force our hand to, because I don't think we're gonna grow to a ceiling because we're doing this virtually, and I don't think we're gonna grow how we want it to grow until we start. Imagine we were in the same city, we're able to network, Nicole.
I know,
and we're able just to be like, yo, like just whenever there's events, we just go together and just like start pitching just a show to people, like, yo, can we sit up here and do something? Like, can we do? And I like you'd be down to do stuff like that, so it just.
I know.
So man, we have to figure it out, Nicole.
I know. I'm like, we
have to figure out a lot of
logistics and movement.
Even like with OB, you know, because OB pod is like my primary pod, but like why not let's maybe I should put my all into this one, like my full potential, like not full potential, but my full energy and time and focus on this pod and talk about it, because I feel like I do treat it like a secondary pod, like it's my other one that I do, but this one could potentially work faster, I think, too. It's gonna take time to not take time, like I said, it's just about like starting to interact. Like whenever we see just people like if Sam won, right, just saying like, yo, I'm looking for people to post up, but maybe we should just like, yo, we do a media, like, is it cool while we set ourselves up there while you have all your vendors there, and we could just do like a little type of media type of run, set up a little whatever, like a little podcast area, live show, all that, you know, and just start growing our brand amongst other people of the culture, you know,
of the culture, the networking also,
and start making our way towards like LA and like, I know we're in Cali, but LA is where all the plugs are at. LA and SF is where the plugs are at, but media is mostly in LA, so I have to start getting into spaces, and that's why I've been really thinking about this opportunity that's been given to me. I've been really trying to figure out how I can at least just take some time off of my work now so I can go try it out and see if it is what it is. And if I like it, either transfer out there and still keep this job, or just really let go of this job and just really be on that, like just on my own type of thing. And because if I'm making as much as he's saying I'm gonna make, then I'll just come in. I'll pay this rent for this house, but just come here to pod and just make this a whole studio, and just come to pod here and fly back out wherever I need to fly out and keep it pushing. But I need more money because I'm gonna force overly blunt down people's throat, Nicole. It's gonna get to that point. If I have the capital, I don't care if I have no clout. You're gonna see a billboard of me in downtown of my city. And I don't care if it makes no sense to have one right there because I'm just like, whatever, you know, I don't have the clout, but nah. I'm gonna start. You have to start paying for a lot of these looks. Yeah, you do. A lot of your looks you have to pay for. And I'm realizing that like a lot, like you don't think Vogue, like when Vogue and GQ and all the magazines, like if they want a Future, if they want a Kendrick on their cover, they're paying. It's not just Kendrick saying, okay, yeah, I'll do it because it's GQ. Nah. They gonna show up because a bag was there, and I'll do your little photo shoot because you gave me X amount of millions. Cool. You know, like I ain't mad at it, but everything is paid for. Everything's smoke and mirrors. Everything's an illusion. No one's just doing anything just because it's fun to them or because it benefits. We're a business. You know, eventually you become a business, and your likeness means more to these people than you. So, I just play the game, yo. Speaking of playing games, right? Speaking of playing games, I know the kind of how the game's cracking. I don't know about you, but dominoes is our thing. Oh my gosh.
I love playing dominoes.
Dominoes was a thing with us. Dominoes and Loteria were the thing with us.
Loteria is so big. That, and it was just like my mom's side of the family. Like we would have a carne asada, And then what we would do is we'd all put money in and we get scratchers. And then we put the we like separate all the scratchers and put them in a little hat, shake it up and have everyone pick and you scratch. And we just would do that together.
Wow.
Yeah. It was cool. Fun. Yeah. Like everyone would put like, oh, $5. We get like a whole bunch of $1 scratchers. I remember one time we got this whole, I ended up going with my brother and my aunt. We got this whole, like, it was huge. The guy was like, you really want $51 scratchers? I was like, yeah. Like, so we just like, he just gave us this whole thing. We separated all of them, put them in a hat. And then if we won, we'd be like, okay, who won? Do you want to put it back in?
Yeah.
And it was funny because my grandma, my abuelita had won like $100, I think, off a $1 scratcher. And she was like, I'm good. I'm done. But she always won.
Yeah.
She was really lucky, but we would just have fun. Just like, oh,
That's
how much
cool.
did you win? Put more. And
when we're younger, it was just playing for fun.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's like you're not, like,
Yeah.
oh, who won? Oh, I got $1. You're so excited because you won $1. Like,
I mean, when I was younger, we didn't even do that. Like, it was just literally just for fun. Like, just put the little frijolitos on the thing and just pull.
Oh, on the loteria,
yeah. But then now that I'm older, when I go to cookouts, I always tell my tia, like, tia, loteria. And she goes, sí, mijo, sí. And I was like, she's like, a quarter? And I'm like, yeah, a quarter. So we start playing for a quarter at least, or $1. Because I start feeling myself like, yeah, I got this. And then I don't. Yeah. And then I'm always like, yo, I need card number 8. I need card number 8. Because
yeah.
So I'm always like, I need card number 8. And then everyone's always like, why do you care? Blah blah blah. I don't explain, but I'm just like, nah, I just need this one. And it was funny because one time I was winning every match and they were getting hot because I would, when you're like cocky and you're winning and they get hot even more. I'm that type of person, like, but I do it because I know I'm getting under their skin. Like I'm that person. Yeah, I've noticed about myself. I love pushing people's buttons, but sometimes in my head I think if I say this, they're gonna react this way. So I just try it and I just say it, right? So most of the time, people always assume that I'm saying like dumb stuff, right? Like I'm just saying whatever that's coming out of my mouth, like just whatever coming to my head. But most of the time, I'm just testing out that I can kind of.
It's like calculated.
Yeah. Like the other day, like my brother's always telling me like you're annoying, because I say things, but I always get them back because I ask a dumb question, right? And I just want to see who takes the bait, like who's really gonna answer this dumb question, like. Because they're going to get mad at me for asking the dumb question. But to me, it's like, you answered it, though. Like, you gave me the time of day knowing damn well that it was a dumb question. Yeah. So, like, I forgot what I asked him. And he answered it. And he finally answered it. Like, it took him, like, a cool minute, too. And he answered it. And I'm like... And he's like... He said something like trying to offend me. Like, I'm the dumb one. And I'm like, so why'd you answer then? And then he gets all like, you're right. And I'm like... At work, I'm always saying things to people. I'm so quick with just... I think of things so quickly.
Just testing.
But that's why I always when I was younger, I used to always not get into it with my mom, but my mom used to hate that. Like, because I was so fast with responses and I was a smart ASS, I was a smarty pants all the time. Like, my mom would say something and eventually she didn't have enough comebacks that she would just hit me, She was like, just shut up. But I'm quick. I was always been a talkbacker. I always had a big mouth. And I've never gotten beat up. That's the thing that's crazy. I used to always tell my mom, like, because people used to always tell me, like, bro, because I used to have friends, like, I'm just that friend that I'm just saying dumb stuff because I know. And like, and if they don't engage in the dumb stuff that I'm saying, then I stop saying dumb stuff, Yeah. It's only been one person that's figured that out that kind of goes along with it, and like it's not fun no more with them. But other than that, I can do that to basically everybody.
What? Did you ever get into fights at the Carne Asada, like with your cousins or anything like that?
Nah.
No.
And that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like, I'm surprised I've never got beat up because even with my cousins, like, I was never the fighter, but I was always the quick mouth. I was always the one that had like a funny comment to say, something smart to say, something just exaggerated. I was always been that person. Like, just shut up, bro. Like, I got to say something. But I say it because I know y'all getting triggered. I'm not just saying that just because this is the type of person that I am. Like, nah. Like, I like getting people mad, to be honest.
You also feed off of it as well.
Yes, I do. I have this friend in high school, right, that I used to always just like make fun of him and say certain things. And he's like, Chris, you're lucky you my homie, dog, because I would have been beat you up.
Oh, my goodness.
So I used to always tell people, like, I know if that happens, then maybe that needs to happen. I'll shut up. He goes, until then, I'm gonna keep talking I'm gonna keep talking my talk.
Talk your talk.
But now I'm in this media space, so people, you never know. You have to watch out. It could be something. When this blows out, I'm just walking casually in a store or something. Hey, yo, Chris X Matt.
Oh my goodness. That's why you need security.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, that's on my list of necessities that I'm gonna have.
I'm just trying to be a like premio
Premio Lo Nuestro.
I'm trying to be a Latin Grammys and all that, just doing media.
Y aquí.
How about Bunny?
Aquí, Chris X Matt.
Oh, so pocho, I'll be there.
Vamos a presentar ahora a Chris X Matt, el ganador de la noche.
Yeah.
And then Chris X Matt is like,
el podcaster
yes, sir.
del año.
I know, el
Sí,
podcaster.
señor.
El podcaster del año que habla en español y inglés.
Yeah.
Spanglish.
But nah, I never got in fights at the Carne Asada.
Oh, that's good.
More into like arguments with my cousins. Yeah.
More arguments, so not any physical altercations.
Definitely arguments. Arguments are like I've always been. I mean, I shouldn't say this. I won't say that now.
Scratch that.
I was gonna say something about my cousins and myself, but nah. I don't know who be listening now. I'll be surprised.
Hey, that's good. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, like one of my aunts texted me the other day. And she goes, "Nicole, I'm not Nicole." She's like, "Oh, Matthew, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I just got done listening to the Father's Day episode. So proud of you. How you blah blah blah."
Look
I'm
at
like,
you.
yo. Today at work, actually, coworkers like, "Yo, I didn't know you had a podcast," and I'm like, "How'd you know?" And he didn't get to tell me. He got distracted. Someone that the boss asked him to do something, so he got distracted, and he ended up driving away. But I started thinking about it, like, people are gonna start finding out, because he added me on Instagram too. So I went out on my Instagram and I seen like follow back, and I'm just like, man, I don't like when people at work start finding me, because I'm gonna start popping up in the suggested followers, and I don't want to pop up in them. But whatever. If I got fired for potting, I'll be epic, and I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
That's how
I would say to our listeners, follow Sorry No Lo Siento on Instagram. We're almost at 100 followers.
Yes.
I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, follow us. Sorry No Lo Siento, SNLS pod on Twitter. And what was I saying?
You were talking about your coworker. You were surprised.
But I think the reason that's spreading more now is because my other one is mixing our episodes now. So either he's spreading the word, just saying like, oh yeah, I'm mixing Chris's stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah. Shout out to him too.
Shout out to Mitch, yo. Shout out to my boy Mitch. For real. Came in like last minute too, clutch. And it's funny because if I wasn't. Now I'm gonna bring it up because it came to my mind. But usually, like, I haven't talked about our new engineer. I haven't talked about our what's been going on even behind the scenes, and it's funny. But I think I like it that way. Like, who cares about saying something? But yeah, shout out to Mitch, which is our new engineer and the one that's mixing all our episodes now. And I'm very happy and and maybe that's why I think that level of stress and worry and being at the edge of my seat every week has disappeared, and
it's diminished significantly. Yes. And for me too, because I feel like when you're feeling some type of way and we're talking behind the scenes, I'm like, is this gonna work?
Yeah.
Because they're an important part of this as well.
Yeah.
We're here doing this, but it's a vital piece of the whole puzzle.
Yeah, it is. But like, last week I didn't have someone recording us. Today I don't have someone recording us, and like I'm able to maneuver, and I don't mind it as much as I thought I was gonna mind it. And it saves me a few extra dollars, and maybe I can use that to get more episodes mixed. Because the new one is a little more pricey, but like I said, I don't worry about it no more at all. As soon as I'm done recording, I edit my stuff and then I just send it out, and then it gets taken care of, mixed and mastered. I wake up Sunday morning and it's right there in my inbox.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I'm critiquing the episodes even less now. Like, there's not too much critiquing, and now, like, before, I used to always want to have the episode. I used to always want to hear it before it drops, just to make sure it sounds the way I want it to sound. But now I'm getting to a point where, like, this new guy, the very first one he ever mixed to me was like, wow, okay, this is a great, like, first impression. Like, amazing, great first impression. So there was very minor critiques. Then the second one that we dropped, which was last week, that one was better. And then, but now what I'm doing is that I just let it come out. I just uploaded it, and then based off what I hear, I just critique that episode and I give them the notes for the next week's following episode instead.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so that way I can, because I'm also trying not to get in my way, and this is me slowly just getting out of that, like getting in my way. Like I know I just can't turn it off completely overnight. Like it's gonna be slow motion to get to that point. So this is like, I feel like this is the first step of me getting out the way, where it's like, okay, bro, he sent the audio. Maybe it's not to the T of what you wanted, but it's a whole lot better than, I wouldn't even say the last ones, because I was pretty pleased with the last one as well.
Yeah.
But it sounds way more better than it just not being mixed and mastered, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great just first impression. Like with I barely had any critiques, so I was like, just throw it out, whatever. If I listen, because the more I edit it and the more I'm like, just because I don't listen fully through after we're done, but I'm always listening in like segments. So
yeah,
I'll listen like when we drop on Tuesdays, I'll listen to some of it like on my phone. I'll listen to some in my car. When I'm editing, I listen to it all. So like I'm always just listening to the audio. So I'm picking up.
I listen to it in pieces too. Yeah.
But I'm listening to it in pieces, but I'm critiquing it in pieces as well. So like I'm listening like along as, okay, I finally caught something that I didn't like, or I didn't like when the music did this, or maybe we still sound too low and just a tiny notch, and like it's there, like the audio is there. It's just like minor little critiques, it's minor tweaks. Like I want the audio more heightened a little bit, because I feel like we're kind of drowned it a little bit. I feel like we're behind a wall a little bit, where like we're talking like this a little bit sometimes. I don't like that. I want it to feel more ta-da, like ta-da! Like yeah, our voice heightened. So it's getting there. So now I'm just like, okay, just put it out. Who cares if it's not what you want it to the T, but it's good enough and it's better than what you're gonna put out anyway. So just throw it out. And
look at this growth from you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, because it's not bad. It's still good. It's still great audio. It's just little minor critiques. So it's like, bro, you're gonna make him redo the whole episode just because of something little that we could just have it fixed for the next week. Like your audio don't always have to be eventually I want it to be A1 every week, but it's even realistically now we want to listen sometimes to Joe Budden stuff or other people's pods. Realistically it's different every week. Not everyone has the same sounding audio every week. Joe Budden is the one that has the closest to the same every week. So yeah, I'm getting out my way a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But shout out to Mitch though, for real.
Thank you, Mitch.
That's an essential piece to us. And
essential, yes.
If I didn't have an audio engineer, I don't know. I don't know if I want a pod if I don't.
That's just part of your package. Like
I want to learn it too. And I think I should learn to do it just so I can start doing, like I said, other people's podcasts and stuff like that. But also I was also thinking like, why not do business with other engineers as well, where I can outsource to them and we all get a piece of something, And it's
this team and it's this growth. And it's like putting his name out there, like it's all networking and whatnot. We should do a Sorry No Lo Siento Carne Asada live.
Oh, that'd be hard.
That would be so cool. I was thinking about that.
Man. Hey, Mitch, you invited to the Carne Asada, bro.
Yes.
Anybody
sponsored by Pollo Loco.
Yo, imagine. Imagine us grilling Pollo Loco chicken at our house on a Carne Asada. That'd be the ultimate like endorsement.
For us. Like,
that would be
now fire. I want Pollo Loco. Like
that'd be fire, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be fire. Let me see. What's next? How much alcohol was a la Carne Asada? None really, besides beer. Moms occasionally had the margarita one. What do they call it? The cooler, wine coolers.
Oh, so my cousins were older than me, so like they would have the Zima.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of Zima? Wow, I feel old. Zima. It was like you have to look it up. I know that there are listeners.
Zima, don't you wanna?
It was like this clear bottle, and it had the Z, and it was like Zima, and like my cousins would drink it. Sometimes my dad if we had a carne asada at our house, he would make margaritas because he was really good blended margaritas, and I would get to try it at home. But there would be alcohol. But
Yeah.
mostly the men drank the liquor.
Yep.
I don't recall my mom really drinking. Or some of the women would drink. It just depended who was there. But there would be bottles sometimes. Like
Like liquor.
liquor, like flor de caña. Like
Okay.
Nicaraguan. You know.
Nah, see, I never.
Licor nicaragüense.
Yeah, liquor. Even when I went to like the bigger family carne asadas, it was never really liquor that I could think about. It was we were just heavy on beer.
Drinking
you
beer.
know, Mexicans is big on beer. Like, all we need is a fridge and a fridge full of Coronas and what's it called? A front yard and a fridge full of Coronas.
Did you ever?
Puro pistear.
Oh my gosh. Did you ever do the carne asada in your front yard?
No. That was too
So why did like a few weeks ago, like beginning of summer, I was driving and
wait, hold on. Front yard like in your yard or like have the garage open and the girl outside the garage?
No, like in the front yard.
Oh,
No. Yeah. I literally saw someone who was like in the middle of their front yard. and they had chairs and like they were just grilling out there in the front. I was like, okay, vibes. That's cool.
Nah, that's too chunty.
Or did you have a carne asada for your birthday and then they have the piñata too? So it's like sometimes you would be like, oh, apúrense, terminen de comer, like finish eating because you got to go hit the piñata and you'd be like trying to stuff your face.
That's true though that we use carne asadas for a lot of events. Like birthday parties, the Memorial Day. I guess the carne asada is put in place during certain holidays, huh? Or birthdays.
Yeah. Or birthdays. Or, oh, mira, like, está visitando. Someone came from somewhere. Oh, yeah. Come through.
Yeah.
So much unity.
Yeah, yo, food is unity in itself. Food's always going to bring people together. Always. But then, like, carne asadas and just having our family together, Sunday vibes, you know, football on the TV. Like, that's a vibe. It's a vibe. Grandma there all the time, too. Grandma watching the soccer, you know, being all loud and saying the P word and the C word. And, you know, like, always just cussing at the TV. So, carne asadas were a vibe, yo. I just love the feeling of being around, like, everyone's coming together. I think that's why I love holidays. And I love, that's why I can never be off the grid. Because I enjoy being, as much as I don't like being around people, I do like being around people at times.
Yeah.
I just need that balance where I can't do it every day, but I randomly might want to be around a bunch of people today, you know, one day of the month, whatever, you know? So I like when I especially when it's family events because they don't happen as often. And I like just like catching up with all the family. Like, yo, what you been on, bro? All my cousins that we're all older now. Everyone has different walks of life. Like, it's so dope. And we're older now, so it's a whole different vibe. Now we're all smoking. You know, we're all into our own different things.
Yeah.
Some of us got kids. Some of us don't. Like, it's a whole different vibe now. And I appreciate when we still have those carne asadas. You know, but now. We're in the position. Now we're the ones that need to be throwing the carne asada.
That's what I was going to ask you literally right now. Do you see yourself hosting the carne asada, being on the grill?
I don't see any of our generation doing that.
You know who does it? Shout out to my brother because whenever my brother comes into town, he's the one, he takes the grill out and he does the carne asada and
That's good.
He'll go with my mom, like, let's go get the meat, let's go get this, let's get the salsa. He has like him.
But see, that part though, I like everything that leads to having the carne asada. I love going to the grocery store with my mom because that's a lot of bonding time. It's a lot of time when we're talking, you know, just telling her things, catching her up on certain things, you know, and I love that. I love going to the store with my mom, getting all the ingredients, just her talking to me what she's gonna make, what she wants to do. And every time I go shopping with her, she's like, "Oh, you think I should buy this?" And I'm always like, "I don't know, buy it if you want, like, you know, care." And I'm thinking about getting this type of meat, I'm like, "Mom, just whatever. I don't know what you're gonna make. Just
¿Qué
buy it."
pensás? ¿Pensás que es suficiente? Like, is it enough? And you're like, I don't know. Like,
I'm like, well, who's gonna go? I'm like, who's all gonna be there? And that's why I think about how much each person eats, and I'm like, I think you need more.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have more.
But I like doing all that with my mom, getting home, like bringing the groceries in for her, and then I don't stay in the kitchen with her and start helping her prep, but everything else, I like if she needs help, Well, Dad will usually do everything else, but we would be more so like bring me this, bring me that. While Dad's outside either mowing the lawn real quick to make it presentable, so before everyone gets to the house,
clean the house real quick, dust. Running with the duster, vacuum.
That's what we would be doing while my mom's cooking. We'd be cleaning, and not even cleaning to where like her standard is just clean and get all your stuff out of the sala, get everything in your room, put your shoes away, like just the stuff that
why are yours. These toys out here? Limpieng el baño. Make sure you got toilet paper.
Yep. Yeah. So that was So I like the steps of getting to the carne asada, and then obviously when everyone starts showing up, the whole vibe. You see your cousins when you're younger. You see your cousins. You start running around like, yo, let's go do this. You're either playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you're playing Pokemon, whatever age and stage of life.
Pogs. You never played Pogs?
No, it's Pogs.
Wow.
Pogs?
Yeah, Pogs.
P-A-G-S?
No, P-O. Wow. You just aged me so much right now.
I don't know what Zuma was.
Zima, Pogs, and Slammers. You never played with Pogs and Slammers?
Slammers? I swear, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So it was a game. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Pogs were these circles. And you could get them from like the flea market or the store. They had like Power Ranger ones, whatever, Hello Kitty ones, whatever. And then you had a slammer, which was a heavier coin. It was kind of like a coin, and you would like try to like slam it, and you would try to flip them, and then you would collect them and trade them. Yeah, it was a 90s thing.
No, I've never heard those words.
Wow. I'm a little sad that you don't know what Pogs and Slammers are. I also feel like
I mean, you're talking to someone that doesn't know different type of fireworks, so
yeah. Well, that's okay. I mean, I am older than you, so maybe a listener, hey, maybe we can make this a real Pogs and Slammers. My brother had so many, and we used to play those too at the Carne Asada. Like, are you gonna bring your Pogs? Are you gonna bring your Slammers? Which Slammer are you gonna use? Yeah, man, bring that. See, wow,
Pogs. That sounds funny. Pogs, Slammers.
Yeah.
Beats me, good sister.
Well.
I was too busy playing sports outside. Soccer.
We play sport.
Soccer.
Baseball.
Swimming in the pool.
Kickball. Oh, and then you'd get in trouble when like, if no jueguen por la estufa by the grill.
Oh, yeah. The one outside.
Yeah.
Sáquense de allí, se van a quemar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, Nicole. I think it's time we get into Palabra del Día.
Palabra del Día.
Palabra
del Día.
I'm taking the suavemente.
Elvis Crespo vibes with Palabra del Día.
Yeah. Palabra del Día. Palabra del día. Una palabra bien. Sí. Una palabra para el día. I'll figure it out.
Okay, Chris X Matt writing songs now too.
I just take the melody and remix it.
Remix.
The other day at work, some girl was like, she said, because I make everything into a song too though. Like. Like someone tells me something and it inspires a lyric, but I just change the words. Like the other day, someone was like, "Well, she told me, she goes, you make everything into a song, huh? Every time." And I'm like, "Yeah." And the other day, she's like walking by me, but another coworker was like, he said something to me like, "Yeah, you're always on time." And I'm like, "Always on time, gave you." And then she's like, she heard it, she was like, "You see, you make everything into a song." And I'm just like, I'm just it like that, yo. I have a library full of music in my head.
Same.
But okay, what's el palabra del día?
Palabra del día is
Parrilla.
Parrilla.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Parrilla. But I know grill as a estufa as well.
No, that's a stove.
That's what everyone says.
stove.
But I've always heard it as,
No, that's a stove.
yeah, that's what I
Or
saw.
a plancha. A plancha. I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more for the ones like the taco stand.
The hot plates.
Yeah, the taco stand one. Yeah.
Parrilla.
Parrilla is grill in English for those who don't know, like what you grill meat on and food on or veggies or whatever you grill. Which was fitting because it's carne asada, and yeah, I say grill parrilla. That's how I say grill, and then estufa would definitely be stove for us. I don't know about you.
I don't know. That's how I've always heard it, but a la parrilla, that's how like they always say it.
So let me use it in context.
Okay.
Para la gente.
Here we go.
Cuando estábamos de niños, nuestros. Hold on, let me see. How am I gonna word this? I'm trying to make it not simple. I hated last week's when I said I'm not into whatever. I'm like that was whack.
Oh,
I was editing and I'm like, come on, make it more interesting. Okay. Cuando estábamos chicos, siempre queríamos jugar cerca de la parrilla y nuestros papás siempre se enojaban y los decían que los íbamos a quemar.
That was a whole paragraph for.
That was better than like no me gusta.
No me gustan.
What was last week's word?
I was gonna say triquitraca, but it's not triquitraca.
Oh yeah. I said a Chris no le gustan los cohetes.
Los cohetes.
Yeah, I'm like. Yeah, but basically, yeah. When we were little kids, we would like to play around the grill, and our parents would always tell us and be mad, or tell us to watch out because we were gonna burn ourselves. Ta-da!
Ta-da! I would say for all of our non-Spanish speaking listeners who don't speak Spanish, when you go to a restaurant, so if it's pollo a la parrilla, carne a la parrilla, means that the meat is grilled. Mm-hmm. That's my contribution to.
What does guisado mean?
I thought guisado was when they use like cream and stuff. No,
I don't think so. I think guisado is when. I think guisado saute. I think
guisado meaning.
Not us giving them two palabras del día.
Guiso. Oh.
Is it?
Guisado. Would you like me to tell you?
Yeah.
Guiso de carne, por ejemplo, rehogada y cocida en su salsa, generalmente con papas, verduras o otros.
Yeah. So it's like when you have carne con chile.
Or like we have like guiso de papa, like my grandma would make it. It was just like potatoes and like this like light cream sauce. Yeah.
Not like, but sauce like curry? Because it's not creamy like that, right?
No.
It's more salsa based, right?
More, yeah.
Water based?
Sauce.
Okay, yeah.
More saucy, correct.
Yeah.
That's why it says rehogada y cocida, because
Renata said rehogada. What did you say?
Rehogada y cocida.
It sounds like the word hogada, and I hate tortas ahogadas. I hate tortas ahogadas.
You know, I don't like that either.
Or wet burritos. I'm not a fan of wet burritos either. I don't like that.
No me gusta. I even like chile relleno. Some people, you know how they dump the sauce on top of them? No, yeah. I want the sauce on the side because I want the chile relleno to stay like cheesy and.
My mom makes the best chile rellenos. I'm not even gonna lie, and I haven't had them since I stopped eating cheese. So it's been many years since I haven't had her chile rellenos. But she hasn't made any chile rellenos in so long because, well, honestly, since my dad's passed, because that was his favorite dish.
They're so good. I love them so much.
Yeah. And she
My-
cries.
it's one-
She
it's one-
cries.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Chicken
good.
rellenos are hit or miss, depending. Some people know how to make them, some people don't.
Mm.
Stop using lata. If you're cooking with using salsa de lata or whatever, like, no, you have to be chiles. Chile from
Yeah.
chiles. But there you guys go. Two palabras del días.
Look,
Only on
you just
Sorry, No Lo
got
Siento.
educated.
Only on Sorry, No Lo Siento.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole. Well, I think
We're just gonna wrap it up here.
any last words?
I don't know. I hope everyone has a great week. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. Tell your friends, your coworkers about Sorry, No Lo Siento. We appreciate you so much. Episode 10. You know, here we are. I'm really glad that we made it to this milestone, because a lot of you who have been listening consistently know that we've been kind of going through the gigs, but we're here. So that's, you know, and
Estamos
maybe
aquí.
estamos aquí, and maybe you're motivated to have a carne asada. You know, if you do, tag us. I want to see what you eat at your carne asada. Tag us on Instagram. I'm hungry right now.
True, and your carne asada doesn't have to be our carne asada. As long as it's a cookout, just show us what you're eating at the cookout.
Show us. Tag us.
We call it carne asada, so just call it a carne asada. But yeah, man, gracias a todos por escucharlos. Every week we're here. Every week we have a plática for you guys. So make sure to follow us, please. Subscribe, comment, like, subscribe on YouTube. Overly Blunt TV on YouTube. All Sorry No Lo Siento episodes are on there on Wednesdays. Audio drops Tuesdays. Video drops on Wednesdays. Share it. Send it to people. Send it to your parientes, tu amigos, everybody that you think will like this show. Just send it to them. Steal people's phones and just subscribe to the pod on the podcast app. Just get it back to them. You know, who cares? Yeah, we're on podcast app. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. I haven't made my ways to the smaller platforms, but eventually I'll put them up there when I just remember and I have just time to do it. And yeah, man, share our reels, please. A lot of time goes into them, and I just really would appreciate likes, comments, engagements. Private support's cool, but if you ain't, I mean, you don't have to follow me for private support. But yeah, man. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
Great weekend.
Hope everyone had a great carne asada. If you had one for 4th of July. Real quick. We didn't get into recalentado. And I want to just say real quick.
Please.
The pets, pets.
Oh, the pets. Yeah.
Because like this year, it was more of a thing because after, like I said earlier, when I found out the next day that my dog was just going crazy, I started thinking about like, wow, imagine dogs that are still inside the house and are still going crazy. So I started thinking about what are ways that we can probably, you know, prevent dogs from going crazy. And CBD. They make CBD for dogs. Give them a high dosage. It'll calm their nerves. They won't be as anxious. I'm not saying that they might not get scared at all, but it would definitely just help. And a lot of times dogs, they just panic during this time. They don't know what's happening. They just think shit's going on. 39, an hour 39. They think noise is just going off and they can't really make to what's happening. So they start freaking out. They start scratching things. They start hiding in certain places just so they can just not hear things. And just take care of your dogs, man. If you know you have dogs, maybe you shouldn't be out all night. Maybe you should go back home a little early.
Yes.
Leave them with a dog sitter, maybe that's not going to be going out, that they'll take care of them the same way you'll take care of them. But it's just sad. It's just sad to see the dogs going crazy, super crazy. So I want to bring that back up, man. Just CBD or some, what else do they have for dogs to calm them down? Or honestly, a trick that there's a trick too. Turn your TV on, and put it up kind of high.
Yes.
Put it up high so because they think you're just watching TV and they can't really hear the noise from outside. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because I had something else that I wanted to heat up.
Since we're heating up, also just how fireworks affect people who have PTSD. Like, that's also
that's big. That's bigger than the pets, to be honest.
Yeah,
but they're both equally big, but you know what?
Yeah, people get triggered as well. Veterans or just individuals who are traumatized by loud sounds. So
yeah,
that's where kind of like illegal fireworks probably wouldn't be the best.
Yeah,
like
they probably think that they probably get flashbacks of Iraq, Afghanistan, and all that, man.
Yeah. So some people like it, some people don't. Be mindful.
Be mindful for real.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I haven't I remember we said last episode that you kind of hear the fireworks even a whole week after the 4th of July. Surprisingly, I have not heard any fireworks since 4th of July.
I heard like one yesterday. It was just one. It was like maybe they just had the last one and that was it. But normally it goes on for.
I low-key feel like I was having a Mandela effect, because I'm like, yo, last year, like the previous years, I could have sworn that it still goes crazy the whole week after it. And I'm listening to the Joe Budden pod today, right? And they're talking about how their 4th was, and they're the same. They were saying the same thing. They were like, yo, they're like, nope, like they keep shooting them after, a whole week after, but I haven't even heard anything either. And I'm like, yo, that's wild. I haven't heard anything, but maybe it's because I'm just dead asleep that I'm hearing past them. But it seems like everyone just ran out on the 4th of July.
I also don't think a lot of people bought them. I think there was like a decline.
I mean, NPCs be throwing them up?
No sé.
Also, I'm dragging this a little bit. Before we get out of here, I don't want to end sad, but I just want to say RIP to the little kids that I don't know if you heard the story. Probably not because you're up there in the North Cal. But there was this kid, an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old that they got killed in Apple Valley the other day on RTV. They were on their own little quad and the RTV like T-boned them, and they were 2 minutes away from their campsite. And the guy on the RTV took off.
Wow.
He took off, and like the only reason I know about the story is because the City of Riverside Instagram page, they posted it, and I've been seeing it become more of a bigger story. And it's happened up in the high desert, Apple Valley area. I used to live in Victorville, which is like right there, neighboring cities, and it's a lot of desert out there. So they were camping or whatever. They were just riding their quads and stuff, and these little kids just took off 2 minutes away from their campsite, and they got the little girl's in critical condition. She's in the hospital, has a fractured spine, all messed up.
Oh my gosh!
And the boy died on the scene, on the spot. And they haven't found the guy yet that drove the RTV. They're still looking for him. And I'm just like, yo, that's so wild. 11, 12-year-olds to die 2 minutes away from where your campsite. Imagine your parents. Like, yo, where are they at? They probably just, got lost or something. And then you find your kids like, yo, that's wild.
There's who you just don't know. Were they drunk? It's like in situations like that, turn yourself in. Like, just do the right thing. I know a friend of a friend. They were driving drunk, and they actually crashed their car into another vehicle and actually murdered. And now they're going to go to prison. And it's like, bad choices. Make the right choice, Make the right choice and, turn yourself in. Do the right thing. That's what that person did. She turned herself in. You're one decision away from a totally different life. And unfortunately, these kids, it just worked out like that. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I hope that they do find who did it. And they do. I mean, it doesn't bring them back. It doesn't make anything really better. But
yeah, RIP to those two kids.
That's unfortunate.
But I don't want to end on a sad note, but I thought about it right now because it's been on my mind. Cause every day I'm seeing more of the story unfold, and I'm like, and the only reason I'm seeing is because the Riverside page is posting it, and I'm just like, And today they posted a video. The parents got interviewed by the news, and they're speaking about it, and it was heartbreaking. I'm like, man, just imagine, yo, and
it's like they were camping. Maybe they were having a carne asada, or you know what I mean. And then that's how it had to go down. So prayers out to them, and lots of
prayers out to them.
Love to them, because that's not. I couldn't imagine such a tragedy.
But yeah, that was just some leftovers for the last of the show. Let's raise our spirits back up, guys. No dejes de pensar en ti. Yo no quiero seguir así.
Oh my goodness.
Estando con ella y pensando en ti. Qué tontos, qué locos. Estando con otros, amándonos.
Who sings this?
Sí, señor. Ahí los vemos para la próxima plática. Chris X Matt, Healing with Nicole. Sorry, no lo siento.